Alright, guys. Here we go. See? I learned. I didn't make the same mistake again. Alright. Sophia's in the kitchen. If you guys hear a bunch of banging in the background, she's like, I don't know. You remember Barney Rubble's wife? She's like cleaning with the mastodon and stuff like that. Anyway. No, she's got done with laundry. So here we go. Hi, my name is Daryl Phillips, owner of New Apologia Gaming, and what we do here is listen and talk. I hope that everybody had a great night's sleep and a great day today. And I want to thank everybody who remembered my birthday yesterday. I appreciate the birthday wishes. You know, I'm not a big birthday guy. It's not that it was before because of my low self-esteem, but I don't know. What I do here and everything, me and Dwan used to discuss this all the time we try not to be selfish, and like then it comes to birthday and it's like, hey, look at me, kind of thing. I want to give you guys a forewarning. This is because I'm wireless, because this is wireless from OBS before it was connected with the other camera. I can try to connect it if I can't get the problem fixed. There is going to be latency issues, okay? And if you guys don't know what that means, if you're not familiar with the tech language, it means that my words don't always match my speech, okay? In other words, it's slower. It's the time that it takes to get through the computer and get out to space to get to you guys. I apologize for that, but this is my new camera, so you guys are experiencing that. But the message today, we're going to continue on talking about want to. And what I'm going to do is we're going to discuss how to get want to when you really, really don't feel it. When you don't, maybe something's happened.
I don't have want to right now.
Because Sophia doesn't have want to, she said. She says she doesn't have want to right now. But what I'm talking about specifically is, and I will share some experiences that I've been through in my life, including the experience I just went through with the death of Dwan. But also I want to try to expound on how do you keep it. That's great. When you first start something, you get excited about it, but then something doesn't go right. Like, for example, low latency. Do you quit? You know what I mean? You have to figure out a way around it. There are many ways around some of the problems I face electronically. I mean, there's all sorts of things I can do. It's not like I have a real studio here, but it's looking like that so far. I mean, it's looking better. But I had to get through that. So how do you keep it? How do you maintain longevity? All right. I'll discuss some experiences for me, especially in reference to Dwan and his passing, because that is such a new experience for me to have to go through a death of someone that close. I mean, like really have to go through it. See, before I used to run. You know what I mean? So I remember when I first was homeless, for example. And when I left the house, let me rephrase that. When I left the hospital, technically I left the group home. And I became homeless for the first time about 2 months later, middle of July, summer in Texas, okay? And I got in a massive, nasty fight with my uncle. And I'm not going to sit there and disrespect my uncle or anything. He did try to help me, but he didn't know how to help me. He had no idea. He couldn't get through to me. And so we would fight, and it got so bad I became a rebellious jackhole. And so I ended up being homeless, and I made the decision on a whim, because that's how I made decisions back then, on a whim, an angry decision, And so Just want to make sure. So I did that, but here's the problem. Now I'm in downtown Dallas. I don't know the streets of Dallas. Well, Daryl did and still do have kind of a special talent when it comes to directions and geography and those sorts of things. So I started out basically learning block by block downtown Dallas. I hung out at the West End, and the first 2 weeks were horrific. I didn't even eat. Speaking of want to, here's the point, and here's the first example. For the first week of my homelessness, I did not eat a nothing. Okay? Because I had no money. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think I even had any shoes. That's right. I was without shoes, and I was really bad off. And when I could gather up, because I was so painfully shy, I felt so much lower than every human being on this planet, that even asking for money, I mean, it had to come to the point of starvation, of where, who gives a F? All right? But let's diagnose that issue. You say, well, Daryl, of course you wanted to. You wanted to eat. A week, guys. A week at 18 years old is like a year, because I ate a lot. In other words, it took literally to the brink of desperation, starvation, where I didn't know what to do anymore, for me to actually walk up to somebody and ask them for change. So desperation can be a want to, can cause you to get over your want to for the moment. And if you're going to learn that way, it's a great teacher, because you will learn very painfully and very hard, and eventually you'll not get to the point of starvation. Now, I'm going to make a suggestion, and I'm just saying, probably you don't want to learn that way. I guess you could just come to my videos and you don't have to learn that way. You know what I mean? I'm being funny, but I'm not really. In other words, I should have listened. But I was in a situation at the time, and me and my uncle we were coming to blows. And again, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but the situation was not good for me. And even my own mother did not want me there, did not want me living with my uncle. But she thought I would go to the homeless shelter. She didn't tell me go stay on the streets of Dallas. But my mind, my ears heard, get away from him at all means necessary. Yes, stay at a homeless shelter and try to get help through a social worker. I did not do that. Okay? But the ironic thing, the streets taught me how to get over my shyness real damned quick. So, over and over, I would face these situations until finally I was over it. Sophia's giving me some coffee. Thank you. Thank you. She's like, you're welcome. She's such a little mousy. Say hi, because I can see you now. Did you just see her dance in there? So anyway, okay. So that's my first, but that's raw base want. That is, that's easy to understand how eventually it got me over. It whipped me into shape. All right. What about phobias? Right? I had several phobias. I don't think I have any phobias anymore. Phobias are not fear. A lot of people don't understand that. It's a psychological thing. One was of rats. Now, I've told this story before, but think of this story in this manner. Again, desperation kind of forced me into this situation. So I used to walk Sophia down to the bus stop because sometimes she would be really stiff in the morning, and she has fallen in the morning. And she has degenerative bone disease, and I never liked it like that, and I didn't like her walking at nighttime. So I was trying to be a good person. Okay, that's what you do for people you love. So anyway, I did what I normally do, and I would go get a pack of cigarettes. Usually right after she'd get on the bus, and I'd wish her goodbye and wish her a good day, and I needed a pack of cigarettes. But there were all these beady-eyed little rats in a bush by the 7-Eleven over there. You say, so what? And I know a lot of people are scared of rats. No, they ain't like this. Let me tell you how bad my fear of rats was. One time I was with Desiree, long before I met Sophia. The mother of my child. Anyway, I was in downtown Dallas, and I was down by the downtown Dallas library, and there were all these rats, and rats started coming out at nighttime, as they usually did, and I froze. And I had a panic attack so bad that I saw rats for 3 blocks. What that stems from, now, I want to do a video on phobias and those sorts of things, and how it's associated with PTSD at a later time, so I won't get into the PTSD aspect of it. But this was a PTSD reaction. That's where that phobia comes from. It comes from being a baby, being in a magnificently horrible situation, and having rats around me. Okay? And I know that's true because the first words that came out of my mouth to my adoptive parents were, "Oh wow, you don't have any rats here in the new house." So that was a long stemming phobia. Well, anyway, so she makes such good coffee. Okay. So in other words, you guys understand the situation. It was a bad phobia. All right. So I had to go get this pack of cigarettes, and I see this beady little bastard run across the street, go back in the bush. I'm like, oh my God. Well, anyway, either get a pack of cigarettes, or go home, Daryl. Again, same difference as the same concept as the starvation thing, except this time you're dealing with a phobia, not just some starvation thing. This is a psychological problem of mine. All right. Well, come to find out, it wasn't just one rat. It was like 12 of them. They all lived in that bush there. I would have to pass by these rats every day, and now I know that they're in there. So now I saw them every time. And for first it was I would look forward, walk as fast as I can, walk at a steady pace, and I'd get past the rats. And then eventually I would stop and kind of look at one, and then they'd see me and I'd get faster, and then I'd get scared again. So I began to break that fear, and until the fear no longer existed in me. All right. Let's discuss. So, wanting to get that pack of cigarettes. The latest example, and there's been millions of examples similar to that stuff to help me push me forward through my life. But one thing that I've always feared is death, not of myself, but of people around me because of being alone. All right. September 25th or 24th, 2024 will always be the day that I finally conquered that fear. Because when Dwan Jackson died, I actually thought everything was over here. I thought I could not do this anymore. I thought, how can I do this anymore? What am I going to do? How am I going to do it? My God, how am I going to even get through the holidays? Oh my God, I'm going to be drunk the entire time. That was my thoughts when that week that I found that out. That was my thoughts. All right. And I feared every second of every day after that for a month. I didn't know if I could do this anymore. I didn't consider quitting. I was going to tell you guys that I tried, but I couldn't. And there's nobody that would have faulted me for that. And I've gained many friends. It has nothing to do with me changing my life. That was it. It wouldn't have made me go backwards. But doing this without the person to help me come up with it, that was a frightening aspect, okay? Okay, you guys follow me so far? Sorry. I love this new mug, by the way. Let's see how many people are on here. By the way, whoever's on here, say hi. Let me know who you are so I can shout you out. So anyway, okay, so I push myself through, and I get to the week Sophia's going to go to Minnesota. That was the beginning of November. I get to it, barely, because as you guys know, I ended up in the hospital. And then I had to worry about some health issues. So now I have health issues on top of it, real serious ones. Okay. Sophia leaves, and the first week I was fine, and I thought I had gotten through it. The second week she was gone was awful. But I got through it. Then comes Thanksgiving. I got through it, and we get sick. We kind of got sick. I wonder how long we had COVID, to be honest with you. I'm thinking maybe we had it even by Thanksgiving. But the point is, then we get to December, and I start to feel better. Not good. Not. I didn't know how I would feel getting on here, but I started to feel better and better and better. Okay, keep in mind, I was not drinking at all. Other than the first 2 weeks, right after I found out about Dwan, I did not drink. I did not deal with my problems that way. I dealt with them directly, facing the enemy. And then the rest is history. You guys know what happened for Christmas. And then here we are. That's great to tell the story. How did I do that? What was my motivation? Why? I don't need to prove anything to myself. I did before. I don't anymore. I know that I'm not going to go backwards and go be a homeless guy panhandling on the streets of Dallas. I know that's true. That's not the issue. So what motivates me? Hey, Lori. Hello, Sophia. Okay. So what was it? What was my motivation? This wasn't a rat thing. This wasn't I needed a pack of cigarettes. This wasn't I needed to eat something. What was it? Ever so slowly, I would do what I normally do. First of all, habits. Okay, form good habits. Okay, if you form good habits, whatever that habit may be, I said good habits, by the way. Drinking ain't a good habit. Smoking cigarettes really ain't a good habit. But the other stuff I was doing. Do the same things you did before the incident happened in the first place. Keep doing those things. Don't change them. Don't do anything different. Keep doing it. Even if they're just mechanical. You do this at this time, you do this at this time then. In other words, don't change anything. That's the problem with people. They want to change things so drastically, keep doing the things, and then expand outwards. But I'll tell you, in combination with the last ingredient, which we'll discuss in a couple months, with knowing you're not alone, I couldn't have done this. Knowing want to is the beginning, but I'm telling you now the most important ingredient. I'm telling you, in fact, I just got done, or I'm doing the last bit of prettiness for the You're Not Alone video that'll be coming out. I could not have done this had I thought I was alone. Had I been anything like the guy 15 years ago. That matters. And even Dwan, even though his physical body has passed and he's no longer with us physically, he's sitting right there in that picture. And that's me and him right there. And I have those pictures. I know you can't see them, but and knowing that I have him here and here. That's one. So I'm grieving his death by grieving with him, not absent from him. I think that is so vital. I ran from death. I ran from my mom's death. I ran from my sister's death. I learned stuff later about those deaths, about them. Understood things later. But in the moment, no, I ran from those deaths. And this one hit me 1,000 times harder than my mom's ever did. Not to say I didn't love my mother, it's just Dwan was my boy. You guys have seen Dwan. But the combination of Tanya and Lori and Denise, even though Denise was going through pain and suffering, she couldn't necessarily help me this time around as well because she was going through her own problems 5,000 miles away. I didn't necessarily want to be around people. But knowing that I could text Lori, knowing that I could talk to Sophia, knowing that I could text Tanya. And Tanya was going through her own stuff. And Lori had went through her stuff the previous year. Knowing these comforting facts gave me motivation to continue until I was able to spark my fire. You don't run away from the torch. You light it. You light the fire. You light the bonfire. That's what the torch is for. It's for lighting your way and making sure you have the spark to start that fire. So that's how I did it. I gave you a devastating example of and something that all of us go through. There's people in California right now going through devastation. Watch my video. If you're from California, watch my video. That's how you're going to get over all that stuff that you're going through right now. Not by watching my video, but by looking at the people around you and just doing the same mechanical actions, even if it doesn't mean anything at the moment. Do the mechanical actions. Right? Sorry, I keep looking over. I keep looking over at my chat. Sorry. But do y'all follow me? So you do the mechanical actions, the things you know. Don't dabble into the things you don't know right now because your mind isn't clear. You're dealing with something in your head. Okay? I really do love this mug. Hi. No? Okay, whatever, dude. And as you guys can tell, or if you can't tell, I'm getting back to my old self. And even a better version because I realized that I really do realize how valuable my life is now. That not to you guys necessarily, but to me. I'm not saying I didn't before, but I just turned 46 yesterday. He turned 46, and a month later, he was passed, literally a month after his birthday, his 46th birthday. You don't think I'm thinking about that right now? It's not morbid thinking. It's fact. It could happen. So I'm going to spend every second of every day making sure I do what I can in the time that I have. Remember, life is fleeting. So now you guys understand a little bit about how to get motivation. How do you keep it? How do you keep the longevity of it? Well, for one thing, your spark isn't always going to be the same, and it should be different over time. I keep dropping this dang cigarette thing. Sorry, this is my fake cigarette. There's nothing in it. This is how I'm trying to stop smoking. I have my patch right here. I don't want you guys to think I'm smoking in the house, because I don't. So, the longevity. When Dwan and I started this business, it was exciting and everything was brand new. But see, here's the thing. Everything still is brand new. It's just the things that were brand new are no longer brand new. I'm making something else brand new. So it's not as exciting for me to do some of the graphic design stuff. I want to have forward progress. It's not as exciting and motivating to see me on camera because I do it all the time now. I have to be better at it. The way I speak has to be better. So your motivation ought to change over time if you're think about the idea of forward progress. It's not going to be the same all the time. It can't be the same all the time. So it has to be, you have to choose something that's different, because eventually the thing that you're doing will become old and will become like other things that are old. Learn. That's why I keep stressing to you guys. Learn everything from your outside to your close inner friends to people you don't know. Learn the opposite opinion so you know how to counter it. All of these things I'm trying to teach. Dwan was trying to teach before he passed. This is the reason why motivation is the start. Because without it, there is no forward progress. I always feel sorry for people. And I'm sorry, I just do. I feel sorry for people who get up every day, and they get up every day for 40 years, and they can't tell you a single thing they like about the job they work at. And before you give some self-glorified answer of, well, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to make ends meet. True. Why don't you take your private time, try to figure out how to make ends meet in which you enjoy to do, or use your talents to go upward mobility into where you are. Fine, work your job. Fine, go become a boss. You shouldn't be working at the same position for 40 years with no upward mobility. There's a reason why they haven't chosen you yet then. It's because you haven't shown any motivation. You haven't shown any chutzpah, as they say. I am 46 years old, and I have more motivation than I ever did at 20. And that's not really a joke. Sophia's online right now. Sophia, when you answer this question for them, can you tell them what kind of motivation I had when I first met you, please? Whenever you hear this, answer that question for them so they understand who they're talking to. Or how Dwan was. He had no motivation when he first got here. That wasn't Dwan when he died. That's not the Dwan that died. It's not the Dwan that we fell in love with so much that he became a different man. The ingredients and steps work for these reasons, and they help you. They'll help you be a. Your family won't even recognize you, and they'll be like, "Wow!" They'll be amazed by you. That's why I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not. Yep. Did y'all read what Sophia said? She's known me for 18 years, y'all. She's been around me for 18 years. Y'all ought to listen to what she says. It wasn't a joke. I was a shell of a person, if you can call myself that, in both me and Dwan's cases. But check this out. These ingredients and these steps, they're not. I have already done them, and I continue to do them every day. In other words, I don't have to get on camera to do my ingredients and my steps. I'm paying it forward, as it were. I want to share how you guys can do it. What processes you can do in your own life. Now, if you comment, or if you're my friend, we can talk, but what I'm saying is, if you're like one of the people that I talk to every day, but make a comment below, okay, and tell me what your dreams are. What is your goal? You can't. Motivation starts with a goal, man. You gotta have a goal in your head. So the first motivation for me was, don't be drunk every day, Daryl. When I first met Sylvia. And second motivation was, figure out why you are the way you are and why you do the dumb crap you do. Figure out a way to fix it, to help yourself, so that you can stop going into jails and hospitals. Right? So sometimes your motivation when you start changing your life, it's just simply that. I don't want to go to jail anymore. I don't want to go to hospital anymore. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't have the chat anymore in front of me. So, but do y'all follow me on that? So sometimes the motivation is purely that. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to get arrested. I don't want the probation officer. Maybe you already got in trouble, and now maybe it was just enough to shake you, but it's too late. You've already committed the crime. You got to do the time. Maybe you got to do probation or whatever. And so maybe that's your motivation. It doesn't have to be something powerful at first. I didn't think I would be doing this when I met Sophia. I didn't think I'd be doing this when I got out of the hospital all those years ago. No. But you have to find a way to continue to make your life exciting, that you're learning. Learning should be exciting, not a detriment. You know? Knowing these things should be exciting for you. And it is for me. And I love teaching. I've discovered so many things about myself that I didn't even know that I had as a skill. And I'm 46. When we started this, I was, 41? I did my first video at 42. I've learned so much, and I'm so happy that I did. So that's the part of motivation that I wanted to discuss today. I think that Friday we will go get into I'll figure out what we will do on Friday, exactly what aspect of I want to discuss. Oh, the bad things, that they're being too motivated can cause you to become a tyrant. That concept. I want to discuss that on Friday, I think. For you guys living in Texas, it is going to snow tonight. Fact. It is going to snow, so be careful when you're driving on the roads tonight. Sophia, thank God, doesn't have to go to work, so she doesn't have to worry about that. But just if, like Lori, if you're going to work tomorrow, be careful when you drive. All right. This morning, the heater went out, so the apartment people had to come out here and fix the heater. That was awful. It was like 50 degrees in his house. But I hope that you guys have a good day tomorrow. I hope you guys have a good night's sleep tonight, and I hope that you better understand how to get motivation and how to keep it, because it's vital. You got to start with it, and you got to find it. You got to find a way to get it if you don't have it. And this will definitely not be the last time we discuss this. This is only the first time we discuss this, at least on live like this. Go watch the video that's up there. If you've not watched the wanted video, go watch that video. Give me some likes on there, and even if you've seen it on Facebook, please go in at the very least, give me a like on the video and watch it for a second, so I get a view there. For those of you who know me, make a comment on it, please. Comment on that video on the YouTube stuff. It's important for people to see other people talk about it too. Comments are very, very necessary. All right. So just make some comments. Go watch the video. Make some comments. Give me some likes. And for those of you, if you are new to the channel, this is what we do here. Just try to educate and make people better. Because I had somebody that's online right now, Sophia, did it for me. And I have people around me, Lori and several other people that do for me still. They're there for me. And so it is my duty to pay it forward, at the very least. So, I hope everybody has a good night's sleep. Behave yourself. I will see you guys on Friday. Be safe when you're driving or traveling, however that is. Be safe when you get there. You never know what kind of craziness happens. Especially with the weather and stuff, be careful. You don't want to get in an accident. You want to, you know, if you feel like you can't drive in this kind of weather, if you're from the South, please don't, because you're going to put other people in danger. Don't go to work and don't be selfish like that. I think that's kind of selfish to do that. Be understanding of one another, not just from your perspective, but from theirs. Not everybody knows how to get up off the mat. So give them a hand up. Not a hand out, but a hand up. And be understanding of yourself too. That you are not God. You cannot solve all the problems all at one time. And more importantly, you do not want to make yourself homeless and give all your money away. You know what I mean? Or if you're dealing with people's emotions, you don't want to be drawn into that and you yourself get depressed or angry or whatever it is, where you can't do what you need to be doing for your life. Remember, life is fleeting. You're not promised your next breath. You're not. If you guys have not learned anything, at least learn that. At least learn that life is fleeting. So go outside your box. Do something new. Discover something new. And you never know what you may discover about yourself. Right? And until Friday, we're going to discuss the negatives to having too much how to make sure you rein yourself in and keep yourself grounded without being too out there, as it were. So until then, may the Lord of Light guide you in all things. Goodbye.